Well, good evening out there in podcast world. This is Real Raw and Right podcast. Finally back in studio.
We're back.
We're back. So what we promised was a 3-part episode is turned into. Is this part 5?
This
is
five,
part
five and final.
The 5 and final. F and F.
For at least a episode dedicated to us.
Because I was kind of got long-winded, but I think it was our best episode, the last one. We hope to do even better this time. So
let's do it. The bar's raised. Let's do it.
All right. Well, before we get started, it's been a while, and we're glad to be back. As we said in our original post announcing this, that we do have full-time jobs, and we do have we have a life that we live. So this is a part-time habit, and we hate that we've been out of studio, but we've had a couple of things pop up. I've been away for a week, and we've been away for 2 weekends the past few weeks, and we just had a lot of things going on. So anyway, I'm just sorry for the delay in getting this thing wrapped up. We have talked to a few guests. We got some lined up, so we hope that our next episode will be a special guest as we work through the technical stuff of that, but we're looking forward to it. Anything you want to add to that, my beautiful bride, Lisa Monique Andress England?
No, that's good.
All righty.
Let's get it going.
Let's get it going. Well, I'm going to go ahead and start. Random rants. So I got to get this off my chest, and I just want to go ahead and apologize to one of my nephews right now. I hope you don't get offended by this, okay? But I got to share something. So as you know, I've been going to a meeting on Saturday mornings for the last few months, and on Saturday mornings at the Starbucks that I go to here, there is a running group that meets there. And what normally should take me 5 minutes to place an order, the line's out the door with a bunch of runners.
Yeah, I know.
And then the runners won't run on the running path. They have to run on the side of the road. And here's the thing about today's runners that I don't understand. Lisa and I ran a marathon back in 2003. We're proud of that accomplishment. It was not an easy deal to do, but we did it. But somehow or another, there's a misunderstanding in today's world of runners. Running is not a team event. It is a individual pursuit. And why do you have to run in a big group and get in the middle of the road? Why do you have to meet at Starbucks?
But
they're putting their sweaty running butts on the chairs that I like to sit in. Their sweat's
with your shorts,
dripping everywhere, and I don't care to hear this. And another thing I heard one of the runners say the other day as people were finishing, "You're a winner." No, you're not a winner. If you come in first place in a running event, you're a winner. But guess what? The rest of you didn't win. You came.
You finished.
You finished. And that's no big deal.
I get it.
Yeah.
So you offended the Iron Man now.
No, I'm not. I didn't say Iron Man. I have a lot of respect for the Iron Man. I have a lot of people that run a marathon.
Yeah.
But
Tristan, runs marathons.
Yeah, this is an individual pursuit. This was not a team event. This is not a team deal.
No, you don't handle that, because when we were training for the marathon, you did not.
I ran at my pace.
You wanted to pass everybody,
including our coach.
Like, we're fine. We're running our own pace. Yes, you were a beast. Yeah, I'm like, slow down.
No, it's about coming in first. Okay, and,
even in practice.
Yeah,
I mean, go on.
And look, we have our marathon medal when we completed our marathon, and I'm proud of it. But a marathon medal, if you don't come in first place, it's a participation trophy.
It is.
It's nothing more than that. It is an accomplishment, but you're not a winner. Don't say you're all winners, okay? Everyone in the world is a winner if you set your mind to do something. You don't have to run a marathon to be a winner.
Wow. Okay, well, hopefully you guys haven't dropped yet because I have some important things I want to cover.
Well, okay. Well, hold on.
My stuff was important.
Well, that's pretty.
Okay.
Do you agree about the sweaty butts sitting in the chairs in Starbucks?
I do.
Yeah, you know you do. I mean, shouldn't they bring a towel and put their towel
Yeah.
on the chair?
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. And don't put your sweaty arms on the table either.
Yeah. Gets a little sticky.
It is a little. It's just disgusting. I mean, I'm already paying $20 for 2 cups of coffee and 2
Well, ain't that the
pastries.
truth? We were just talking about that.
Oh,
How it used to be
yeah.
$8 for 2 coffees, 2 Danishes, or whatever you want to
Yeah.
call them.
Uh-huh.
And now it's over $20.
It's $20, and then they expect you to tip, but that's a whole other random rant. All right.
Which we do. We do tip.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that takes care of that random rant. Since we haven't been here for a while, I have something else to add.
Okay.
Random rants. All right. I just read this. So I was in the newspaper earlier online, and I love to read obituaries. It just sparks my interest.
I love reading obituaries too.
All right. I just read one. A lady who was 90 years old, the obituary said she died unexpectedly.
Wait, hold on.
When you're 90 years old, it's not an unexpected death. I mean, it's a life well lived, but you didn't die unexpectedly. I mean, come on.
That's a good point.
Really?
That's a good point.
I agree. So editor of newspapers, edit these obituaries.
Yeah. They just,
Jane Smith died unexpectedly. She was 90 years old. Well, congratulations, Jane Smith. I mean, you lived a very long life.
Look, you're taking me off my content here. Okay. When do I get to speak here?
Well, we went through what I was going to talk about first. Okay.
I have a random rant, but I don't know if it deserves the big
random rants. This is the first random rant by Lisa Monique Andrews England. I can't wait to hear about it. Go ahead.
So I found this interesting term on a Google, and it's shaming. If you just search the word shaming,
It's not shamming.
No, it's one M, SHAMING.
Okay.
There's all sorts of shaming, which I was not aware of.
Body shaming.
Body shaming. There's like dog shaming, cat shaming.
Well, there are some ugly dogs in the world.
Like stay-at-home mom shaming.
Yeah.
Stay-at-home dad shaming. I mean, there's all this shaming. Right. It's what kind of world we live in. But what I wanted to point out is there's now stay shaming.
There's what?
Stay, STAY.
Stay shaming. What's stay shaming?
When you stay with your husband.
Oh, really?
It used to be divorce shaming, like years ago. If you got a divorce, you were shamed for that. It was like, ooh, you got a divorce. You can't come back to church, or you can't, remarry, or, people would talk about you behind your back. Now is opposite. Now when you get divorced, it's like, woo, celebrate.
Go to Vegas, baby.
Girls trip, sing a girls club, or, guy gets a tattoo. Or whatever it is.
Oh, we can't talk about a tattoo. We may affect a snowflake out there.
Yeah, you shamed for staying. So I found that very interesting.
So is Team B stay shaming you?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well Team B, quit shaming my wife.
Stay shame.
Stay shaming.
But
I didn't know there was a stay shaming.
That's the world we live in. It used to be divorce shaming. Now that's celebrated.
Man, I got all sorts of random rants now. I want to talk about stay-at-home moms. I want to talk about tipping. I want to talk about body shaming. But we'll hold all of those for future episodes. Okay.
Let's get to our props. All right. So, I have some props.
Yeah, no. Okay. Well, can I just go over a couple of things real quick? So behind us, you can see our makeshift studio. We added some more towels up there. And
my towels aren't even up there. Those
I know. These are all my towels from Tres Dias weekends that I've either attended or served. Mm-hmm. So a couple of weeks ago, I was served
You were served.
No,
You served.
I've been served, but I haven't been served for this.
Mm-hmm.
No, I served at Southeast Texas Trustees number 33 weekend, and what a joy that was! It was just a great weekend. Really got to experience God's presence. The Holy Spirit was definitely there, and it was just a great opportunity. And I want to thank the organization for allowing me to serve that weekend, or allowing me to serve any weekend. It's just an honor and a pleasure to do it. And I've learned so much through that organization. And the most important thing I learned is when you serve others, you kind of forget about your problems, and it's the best way to quit focusing on your mud puddle that you're in, and just get your focus off yourself. And so I got to do this again. It was quite the honor. And I was in the men of the table I was at. For those of you listening, hello out there. I'm glad you guys are joining me now on our podcast. And it was an honor to see two of the guys that went through this weekend get baptized. There's another one getting baptized next weekend, and congrats to all you guys out there. Very proud of you. And you all three of you, all 40 of you guys that went through this truly inspired me. So thank you. And then I just want to go ahead and promote something. This coming Saturday, August 27th in Conroe, Church Project North Project, or Church Project North in Conroe, I will be giving my testimony at Celebrate Recovery. It starts at there's a little greet with some food at 5:30, and then it starts at 6 p.m. And if anyone's out there want
to, is it 6 or 7? It's 6. Sorry, I don't know why it's 7 on my brain.
I'll tell you what, let's do. Why don't you check the Celebrate Recovery of Conroe website for Church Project North to make sure we have the right times. I think it starts.
Anybody could come though.
Yeah, and
it's open to the public.
Yeah, I mean so I went through. It's called Regeneration, but it's a spinoff of Celebrate Recovery.
Okay.
And it's any struggle you have. It doesn't have to be the big 3 of alcohol, drugs, or porn. It can be
3.
Yeah, anything you struggle with. It's a great way to just go through a process to help you put this struggle in check, and I recommend it. So, but Lisa will be there with me as I do this, and if you guys are looking for something to do in the Conroe area, come see it.
Cool.
All righty.
Awesome.
So, and then one more thing, I want to announce this. I made a post a few weeks ago that Lisa and I went back to our old church to visit, and after much prayer and consideration, we decided that needs to be our church home going forward, and we're glad to be back. And that's about it. We got to attend another church up in the Montgomery area 2 weeks ago. We got to see 2 of the guys from this weekend I just mentioned get baptized at this church. We went and visited.
Yeah, that was
and what a neat church that was. And they just kind of reminded me. I think maybe we may start a different podcast where we do a review of a church each month, where we go to different churches and review it.
I think that'd be fun. I like that.
I think so. We can make some funny stuff, like how many layers of greeters there are.
No.
You know, is there a hospitality area? Does someone getting fired there? What else could
moving
we do?
on.
Is there a parking lot committee?
Yeah, exactly.
Are you allowed to freely does the church allow you to freely do a podcast, or do they want to try to censor you and edit you on what you do? I mean, there's so many things we could do at this church review, but it's something I just want to think about. Okay, let's move into our episode. That's enough there. And Lisa, I'm going to turn it over to you. This I did a lot of talking in part 4, and this is for you to. I'm going to take it. Just go go do what you want to do here.
Well, no, this is both of our
I know.
last recap. And
I know, but I kind of talked a lot the last time.
we wanted to wrap up in 4 segments, but I had too many props last segment. So I said, let's have one more.
Yeah.
Because these props are important and I think they're relevant,
Right.
So one of the things is I talked about how I kind of took my eye off the ball when you were living your secret life. I pretty much gave you the keys to the kingdom. You were doing all the bills, all the bank accounts.
Mm-hmm.
Being in banking, I kind of felt like that was your lane. I'm an accountant, but I don't have to do the books.
It was my lane, but I misappropriated it. At in our couple standpoint, I did misappropriate. So
yeah. So I also, as I've said before, wasn't checking the mail. Just pretty much kind of gave you full authority,
right,
as a submissive wife. As I feel like we had a more traditional marriage where
mm-hmm.
the husband was the man of the household. Although we both work, it was kind of like I was trying to let you do everything. So we know how that ended. So one of the
we don't need to rehash parts 1 through 3.
One of the things I'm doing
This is part 4 and 5, the happy ending,
to make 2.5 a more successful transition.
Oh, here we go, the binder.
No, this is something I failed to do.
Yes.
Marriage 1.0 was I put together this binder of Marriage 2.5.
Oh, you even said Marriage 2.5 binder.
See how fun this could be?
Oh, look, and you got little hearts.
Put
that back in the camera.
This could be fun, guys.
Is that one heart?
Well, it's an eternal heart.
Eternity. Oh, you got the infinity at the bottom.
Infinity. So what I have here, because you can make this fun, it can be a project. I have all these cute little tabs, and I got those at at Office Depot. Very stylish, and so all these tabs are different. Right. I'm not going to tell you specifics.
No, because it's not one size fit all. It's a customized based on what your marriage entails. But
so these tabs are you handwrite on there the topic or whatever. So the tabs are like first and foremost, log on.
Yes.
Credentials, passwords, which I failed to get in the past, but that's okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Live and learn. All our different bank accounts. Right. We have accounts at different banks, not just one.
Yep.
Any kind of 401k related or stock.
There you go.
That's all in here, right? Because you want it to be all inclusive.
Right.
Any kind of loans that we have.
Yeah.
Are in here. Any kind of IRS correspondence. Our friend.
Yeah.
And then we even have a tab for Social Security because, one day we'll be able to draw that. So this little binder is a work in progress. And Troy's helping me put it together.
Indeedy.
And I will say it is not easy. It
is not. You can't, don't try to do it all in one weekend. No,
don't try to do it one weekend. I pretty much, we've been doing this together. We bought the binder, then we bought the tabs, and it's like, it sits on the table for weeks. We're kind of looking at it, and then it's like, okay, let's start putting labels on the tabs. So we've been working on this probably for over a year, and we're probably.
I would say we haven't worked constantly on it for a year.
The thought has been around for about a year.
Oh no, the thought's been around longer than that.
So that was my little prop. I think it's going to help us have everything in one binder. Mm-hmm. Everything's out in the open. There's no, no, where did you put this document?
Right.
So that's my first prop.
Okay. I love your next props, I think.
Yeah. So the next prop has to do with forgiveness. And you're like, what's a forgiveness prop?
Yeah. What is a forgiveness prop? And I'm trying to figure one of these forgiveness props kind of worries me.
So one of the things that helped me when this all came to light.
Yes.
I know there's some people that are probably saying, how in the world did you forgive your husband? I mean, with everything that came out with the escorts and the extortion, all the money that went out the window.
Right.
For so many years too. This just didn't happen like 6 months. It was over the course of several years.
Exactly.
How did you forgive him? I mean, and I get that. I do. Until you're in my shoes, you won't understand it most likely. Or have dealt with something similar. So one of the things that just came to mind. I didn't get it from any counselor because I didn't go to any counseling. I didn't go to any therapy. Neither did Troy, other than the programs we talked about, the 12
Right.
step, and I just realized Troy was once a baby. He was once a child, and he didn't intend to live in this sinful life. Okay.
Never.
And so one of the things I have as a reminder that he was once a baby, so I need to realize he didn't want this life for himself.
Right.
Okay. When his mom was moving into the home she's in now, these baby toys, and I want you to talk about it because
yes,
I will grab one.
Yeah, please do. They're heavy because they were made in the
so here's
60s.
Here's one of his baby toys. Some of you might recognize this. It's a little Fisher Price.
Well, here, let's wind it up a little bit.
Oh no, not too long. Isn't this cute?
It is.
Still works.
I know. And what you can't see because it's kind of got clouded was there are various animals.
Oh, this is
and
so
that would
cute.
be played when I was a little infant to put me to sleep.
So it still works.
That's why I had to go to sleep with noise today.
And didn't you say that your brother Kurt got this out of the attic?
Yeah.
Your mom's?
So a little bit background of how we found these toys. My mother, a few years ago, in the middle of all this recovery, moved out of our childhood home into a retirement apartment. And anyway,
here's your other one.
Yeah, we went through 40 plus years of
check this out, Tonka truck
of stuff in attics and stuff in the house, and we came across some of these toys. This is a cement truck, a Tonka cement truck, and it is completely metal. This thing weighs,
it's heavy.
Yeah, it weighs about 10, 15 pounds, I think. So anyway, we found these toys, and at first, Kurt was like, I think we can get some money for this. And then I looked it up, of course, but it just wasn't worth it. And I decided to keep them, and they're on a shelf. In this room here, they're both on a shelf, and there's another. Were you going to show the other one? Because I love this story. And then I'm going to talk about part 2 of that story. That's the prop that was scaring me.
So the baby toys.
What are you doing with that bat?
Is on display in our study, and it's a reminder of that we're all infants at one time. And then this prop is a little Astros mini bat.
Yes. Well, hey, keep it still. Yeah, that was during the Killer Bee Astros. Yes.
And this was not when you were a kid. This is when you were an adult.
No, I was. This was in the late 90s, early 2000s. Tell the story of this.
As I recall, there was a ball hit into our area.
No. You already got the story wrong.
See, I don't remember. Okay. I know you were mad at me though.
No.
Okay.
That's part 3.
Okay.
So my mother and my sister and brother-in-law came to a baseball game, and I loved to pick with my mom, and I told her as a kid that my mom and dad never bought me one of these little mini bats.
Okay, that's what it was.
And I had a little childhood wound of never having a bat. All my friends
you have so
had
many
one.
wounds.
Yeah, well, all my friends had one. And so around the 5th inning, my mom and sister leave. I thought they were going to get some drink. They went to the gift shop, and they bought me this little mini bat. So, was
it the same game though that we got a ball hit in our area?
No.
That was a different game. Okay.
Yeah. This was still in the Astrodome when we got this back.
Okay.
Yeah. So, the funny story, this is probably 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So about 8 years ago, Lisa and I were in an Astros game, and I've been going to Houston Astros baseball games since the 60s. Started going with my great uncle, Gene England, who's passed away now, and my dad. We started going in like 65, 66.
Oh, you were little.
Yeah, I was
How cute.
I was about 3, 4 years old, and they would bring me there and, for a baseball game. We'd sit in the outfield
I wish I
the general
had pictures
admission
of that.
seats. Yeah, anyway, so I've been going to baseball games my whole life. Well, we're at this baseball game, and I have never caught a foul ball. I've been close, but I've never caught a foul ball at a major league baseball.
Yeah, this is where I come in.
Yeah. And so Anyway, we're at a game. It's about 8 years ago, and foul ball hit my way, and I finally catch one. And anyway, so I gave it to Lisa to put in her purse. And I went upstairs to get something to get us some drinks. I come back and it's a couple of innings later, and I'm like,
Where's
man,
my
I am
ball?
so happy to finally catch a foul
Yeah,
ball.
you're like, where's my
I've been
ball?
trying since the 60s to catch a foul ball, and I'm like, let me see it. I want to see what this looks like. And
You wanted
Lisa
You want to hold it?
Lisa then tells me, oh, I don't have it. I'm like, what do you mean you don't have it? She says, well, I gave it to that little kid up there. She gave away my foul ball.
I didn't think you wanted it. I was like, oh, you want it?
I have never had a Major League Baseball.
I'm sorry. I'll go buy you one in the gift shop.
No, I want to catch a foul ball. That's a must.
Well, we need to go to some games. We haven't been.
I know.
Going to
So
any
Lisa and I
games.
used to go to season. We used to have season tickets that we split
in
with
the dome. Yeah.
in the Astrodome. We were there for the last season, and we sit along the left field line by the visitor bullpen.
Yeah.
And I would bring a glove, thinking I was going to eventually catch a ball, and never did. We had several hit bys, but never one close enough to my glove. It's just crazy.
And you remember when we would heckle the
we'd heckle the
pitcher.
relief pitchers in the bullpen.
And I was like, we're not supposed to do that. Why are you doing that? You're like, this is baseball. This is what you do.
Exactly.
It took me a while to get warmed up to that.
Yeah, and then you also heckle the outfielders for the opposing team.
I was not comfortable with that for a while.
Anyway, that was some good times when we had those tickets.
Yeah, it was good times.
Yeah. All right. So you want to move on? I was worried with that bat prop.
No,
I thought you
wanted
were going
to
to
show
hit me
those
over the
props.
head with it because all the stay shamming you're getting from
The
Team
stay
B.
shaming.
Shaming, I mean,
You
from
said
Team
stay
B.
shamming.
Yeah.
No, it's pretty bad. So I have one more point I wanted to make as our closing segment. Look, we're getting close to 30 minutes.
I know. Look at here.
Perfect, because we wanted this episode to be somewhat short.
Okay.
We don't want to lose anybody. One of the things I wanted to make clear.
Yeah.
Because it's a big deal with us, I think.
Yes, please.
Is restoring relationships that we've, damaged, I guess, from everything that's come out in the open, and
right.
And the way we've approached it wasn't maybe favorable by some folks, Team B. Anyway.
Hey, Team B, we know you're listening.
No, so anyway,
the leader of Team B's likes our posts. So go ahead.
So we are working on restoring relationships probably for the rest of our lives. I mean, that's how I think it's going to be. I think some of these relationships are just going to be different. Just like our relationship.
Right.
Marriage 2.5 is different for the better.
Yeah.
So I think I learned this firsthand when your Granny England was in hospice for 9 days. This was what, 2006?
2008.
2008. And we had the pleasure of being with her in her final days. And I don't know if any of you out there have been with someone who is near death and they know their days are numbered. They know they're about to pass this world. She was well aware of it. She kept asking why it was taking so long. And we were there with her, and it was amazing to experience that. And I think that's why I realized then, she was asking for certain people to come visit her.
Yeah, she was trying to make amends.
With anyone she had maybe wronged or maybe didn't quite feel
well that there was some division.
Yeah, so I didn't realize that, but apparently that's fairly common with people who are near death. They want to mend any relationship that they maybe feel is not healthy, and so I think we're always going to be trying to repair those relationships. And
yes, I
think if I wouldn't have experienced that with her, I wouldn't have had that wisdom.
Yeah, keep talking. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I interrupted Lisa. I'm trying to pull something up for our closing, And it's not that. Sorry.
It's okay.
No, go ahead.
Did you have anything you wanted to add, though?
Well, I do want to add something. So, my grandmother, Annabelle England, was the spiritual matriarch of our family.
Yep.
And I didn't realize how much, and because this kind of goes back to our story, she lived a long, prosperous life. I learned so much about service from her.
Oh, yeah,
I
definitely.
also learned a lot about entertaining from her. She loved to entertain.
And loved to laugh at herself.
Yeah. But one of the major blessings I had in my life is I knew all four of my grandparents into my 30s.
Yep.
My first grandmother passed away in 1994. I was 32. Then my other three grandparents, my paternal grandfather died in 99, so I was 37 then. My paternal grandfather died, and my maternal grandfather died in 2000, which I was been 38, and then my maternal grandmother died in 2008, so I was what, 46? Yeah, yeah. Wow, I'm an old man. Anyway, but knowing all of them has made a big impact on my life.
Yeah, definitely.
But they all had strong Christian walks,
Mm-hmm.
and they taught by example so much about serving others. Each of them did.
Yeah.
And just I'm just so blessed. But when my grandmother died in 2008, that was the last grandparent, and she was by far the spiritual leader on the England side of the family, as well as the Trahan side of the family. That she was a Trahan, and man, I felt like I kind of lost my moral compass when she passed away, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does.
And
Sounds like Tiger Woods when his dad that passed away.
kind of similar.
Yeah.
And you know, and then my dad ends up with dementia a few years later, and it just
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that it wasn't their fault,
I think
but
you did lose your footing, though.
I did lose my footing.
Yeah.
I just kind of,
Yeah.
you know, that was something else. The other thing I want to share in closing on this is that I didn't share in my story. One of the things I learned is I was not prepared for success on a professional level. Um, Becoming very successful, I just wasn't prepared for it, and you have a responsibility when you become successful. It's not about you. It's not. If you don't have a God purpose in what you do, your success is meaningless, it's empty, and you look different places.
And you keep wanting more, yeah.
Yeah, you keep wanting more and it never satisfies.
Yeah.
So that's something that I learned through that I think is important to say in closing. But what a blessing it is that Lisa stayed with me, that we worked through this. Our marriage is so strong today, and we have so much faith in what we're doing and what we believe, and we're just thank you to those who have supported us and that stand by us, and thank you, Lord, for showing us the way, and just we pray that you continue to show us the way.
Amen.
Okay, can you talk a little bit while I want to find a song to close this out with.
That's Can I talk a little bit?
Yeah, will you just kind of close this?
One more
yeah, go ahead. So don't get distracted about what I'm doing up here, okay?
Because I
know.
distracted.
Yeah, and this is I'm not showing this again.
Okay, so my last prop for this segment, I probably have some more props when we have guests. My last prop is these little daily devotional books. I don't know, these look familiar to some of you. They're mostly, I think, in Baptist churches. But my mother-in-law saves these for me. They come out every quarter, and if your church by any chance has these, I really am a fan. They're awesome. They basically have a devotional for each day, and they're small. You can put them in your purse. I have them all over our house, like in every room, so that they're easily accessible. And anytime I'm just have a wandering thought or a few minutes to read, I like to grab one. And I mean, I'm telling you, there's days where I'll pick it up and it's like, wow, that's what I needed to hear today. Of course, I mark some of these pages and come back to them and read them over and over again. But also on the back, it's a, these come out every quarter, these books, but there's also kind of a way to read the Bible, the whole Bible for the year. It tells you what to read each day so that by the end of the year, you've read the whole Bible. So that's kind of cool too.
That is.
So just wanted to throw that little prop.
100%.
And I really appreciate my mother-in-law for saving those for me. I have a stack of them and I just flip through them. I go back and grab one. It doesn't have to be the one for this quarter. It could just be one that's, Yeah. But anyway, so what you got to share?
Well, let's close it out on a song.
Okay, cool.
This song I heard a couple of weekends at my trustee's weekend, and I want to close out with this song. This song really hit me home. It's called "Where I Find God" by Larry Fleet, and I hope that it speaks to you the way it spoke to me over the weekend. And we appreciate you guys. We appreciate y'all continuing to watch and follow us. And we look forward to upcoming episodes. We're going to start trying to do our episodes around 30 minutes or less. We're about 5 minutes over right now, but going forward.
Even when we have guests, though?
Yeah, we're just going to have different parts to it. Anyway,
okay.
Just notice watching the average watch time. I think it's just going to be best to do it at 30 minutes. So we could
have a guest speak, and it might be 2 100%. Episodes.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
All right. So how do we share screen again? Oh, here we go. Okay. I hope you guys enjoy the song. And until the next time, peace.
Peace out.